back to my channel. So for today, what I wanted to do was take you guys through an epic plan with me, all new stuff, things that you haven't seen yet. I've been doing a lot of bullet journal planning in the past couple videos, and I wanted to switch it up today, show you all new tools, tips and tricks and things that I'm doing. Everything from different planner options, like on paper form, as well as whiteboard options, and all of the tools that I'm using to do that, including like markers and shenanigans and all of the goodies. So if you love stationery and all of that good stuff and planning, I've got your back. You will also see how I map out my day, so just in terms of goal setting. So if that's something you want to dive into, then just keep watching. All right, so the first thing I did this morning was I brewed myself a good cup of coffee and I took out these planning sheets. So everything pretty much that you're gonna see today is from Arteza. So can I just say a huge thank you to Arteza for reaching out and sponsoring this entire video. They sent me all of these goodies to test out and try, which was basically a dream because it was just like an infinite of markers and stationery tools, which I died. And disclaimer, everything was amazing. So I only share things with you guys that I absolutely love and adore, and these planner papers were the first things that I pulled out this morning, and it's usually how I map out my day. I usually just use a pen and paper and then I'll go into my bullet journal, but what was really cool was this is like a fresh pad of paper, but it's laid out for me, and it's exactly how I usually map out my day. So it includes obviously the date, there's a little spot for a quote, there's any appointments that I have, 3 things that I'm grateful for, some extra notes, my top 3 priorities, which you guys, that's how I map out my day. You guys always ask, how do you set your goals? How do you map out like exactly what you want to do? How do you manage your time? And I will tell you, I pick 3 needle moving things. I don't BS myself, 3 things that will move the needle in one area of my goals or in multiple of my goals once a day. And if I don't get to, like, let's say the 3rd thing, then it goes on the list for the next day. But I have 3 needle moving things. That way I don't have a list a mile long. I'll pull it from my list that's a mile long, but I just focus on those 3 things. Then there's things to get done, cleaning, purchases, and other. And the other section, what I did was anything that I'm learning. So right now I'm loving Masterclass. If you've never heard of Masterclass, basically like this online academy where you can listen to like Bob Iger. I'm doing Anna Wintour's class right now. It's very cool. It's like, it's nothing in depth, it's just a nice listen. So that's what I listened to during my workout this morning. I'm also reading the 12-week year. You can track your mood. I put happy with a little heart because I'm feeling good today. Exercise and health, my 4-week shred. I'm digging my 4-week shred. If you guys aren't following on Instagram, I am through 1 week of my 4-week shred. It's a program I've created and I tested it out. I'm taking all of my girls in the Upper Fit Gym through it. It's working. Let's just say it's working, and I'm a happy little clam because I'm going to Turks and Caicos at the end of the month and I want to look good. So I'm the little guinea pig and it's working really well, and the girls in my Fit Gym are loving it. So if you want details on that, I will leave the link down below. That went super well, so I can track all that. I can track my water intake, which is going super duper so far. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then daily habits and goals. I'm obsessed. And then once I was done with this, then I went into the other planner, which was by the hour, which today was pretty straightforward. I started my day with a workout. I usually will get ready. I'll have a bath, get ready, have my smoothie in that chunk of time. I will plan out my day and read something, and then I start my day. I will film. I stopped for breakfast. Andre and I went for a little brunch. And then I'll film pretty much the entire day because I take advantage of daylight unless I'm filming upstairs in my filming room. And then usually around 4 p.m., I'll have a meeting with Andre. So we work together. Like, he quit his corporate job quite a few years ago now, like 2.5, 3 years now. So we work in the house together. He's actually gone to the gym right now, but we work together all the time. So we have structured business hours that we will meet, usually at a Starbucks to make it fun, but we don't talk about business all day long. And I think that's the biggest tip I can give you. If you work with your partner, you work with your spouse, don't make it business all the time. Set business hours and business meetings where you meet, you come together and you talk about stuff. Another tip I can give you is the app Monday is amazing, and we've been loving it. So then once the sun goes down and once we're back from our meeting, I will usually edit with a margarita in hand, or a faux margarita if I'm on my 4-week shred, which I shared with the girls in my Fit Gym, and it's delicious. I actually love it, and it's totally curbing the cravings. Then by 7 to 8, I will upload any videos that I've done that day, as well as check on my team. And I'll usually post on Instagram at the same time. So this was amazing. And then I have my goal shopping list, and then you can put your meals. So you can use either one. I just used both today. And then the pens that I reached for first were these fine liners. Now, did I need 102 fine liners? In fact, I did. I love fine liner pens. Can I just put this out there to the universe? These are the best fine liner pens I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not just saying that. So I've tried a bunch of different ones. I've tried Amazon brands. Arteza killed it. And so this is what it comes in. There's like multiple layers. There's 3 layers in here of beautiful, I don't want to ruin the packaging, of fine liners. Like, I'm gonna take them all out and I'm probably gonna put them in a little jar or a drawer, like an easy access type of organizing system. Maybe a Ray Dunn bin, no one knows. He went outside, that's why his belly's all wet. You said hi to the mailman, right? We tried filming this a couple times already, but thanks to Carl, it was a little bit special. All right, Carl met his trainer yesterday. Carl's going to boot camp, he's gonna be well behaved. You can kind of see everything's like scattered behind me here. It's a true plan with me. Amazing. These, can we just? So the other thing that I do to plan, and I've done this for a long time, and anything that I do over a long period of time that I continue to do and I'm consistent with, obviously works. So I always want to share it with you guys. I had done a DIY project when we first moved in here with an acrylic piece, like a piece of acrylic plastic. So a thick piece of plastic, drill 4 holes into it, and you basically attach it to the wall. And I bought this vinyl off of Etsy, and I actually took apart the vinyl and I like customized it how I wanted it. You can actually have the full calendar. These chalk markers, I've tried to use whiteboard, dry erase markers, and nothing ever really works. Like, you can't even see the coloring on the vinyl. Chalk markers have worked, but sometimes they run dry. These are the best dry erase board chalk markers I've ever seen. And can I just point out that I absolutely adore that there are 3 different pink colors that are included. It's the cutest thing. And no one ever includes white. I really wanted white. So on this planning board for this month, and I say this month, but usually I'll go by the week. So what I did to edit that vinyl that I bought off of Etsy, I just took out all the other 3 weeks because it was just taking up too much room. I wanted to write more, then fill out the little, that's what my planner's for. So I didn't need the day by day. I just want to see the week, like a layout of the week, and I want to see like what my goals are for the month and what I'm going after and what I'm focused on, so it's in front of me every day rather than just like a planner on a piece of paper, if that makes sense. So I was so impressed with these. So I usually will write out my goals, my to-do lists, and just an overview of the month, and just really staying focused, like I said, on those 3 main needle moving goals, but maybe they're bigger goals than a daily goal that I would tackle. Like a daily goal would be film and edit and upload a video, post on Instagram, check in with my team, do a team call, host a live, like I'm doing this thing called the wake up call. You might see that on a couple of the planners. Next Monday, I have to be on live. I'm speaking to like probably thousands of people. That's something that I have to remember to do. That's like a monthly task. So those are bigger tasks, but the littler tasks would go on the piece of paper. Hopefully that makes sense, but I was super impressed with these chalk markers, and you have to actually like apply pressure. Just do it on a piece of paper. I wouldn't do it right on the whiteboard. Like I would point downwards, and you have to pump out the chalk, like the liquid chalk. And it actually, I wanted to know, it comes with extra little felts for it as well as a tweezer. So if you need a new felt, they've got you, and they include that. And then the chip mug I can link for you guys. My brother bought it for me, but I know where to find it. So I will link that for you guys as well. And then I moved on to these little markers I actually used for the, oh my gosh, in the planning kit, they sent Post-it notes. I didn't know that I was getting so many, but they're gonna be useful because I can use them, just stick them right on my whiteboard. So I grabbed the pink one, naturally, for Valentine's Day, but look at how many there are. 48 packs of Post-it notes, and there's, I think, 6 different colors. So for these, I would say that the markers that I used on this was my favorite markers from Arteza. So these are called Twi markers or Twi markers, and they're twin tips. So one side is very, very fine, and one side is like a brush pen, and it was like a lovely brush pen. So these are all of the different colors. It came in a box. I've already like taken it apart and used it, but I was very impressed with how cute these are, and they're so light, like lightweight, not light in color. They're quality in color, but I just thought they were so freaking cute. I think these are my favorite markers from the entire pack. Love the fine liners. That's just a staple. It's just because I've never seen something like this. But, so we've covered this, that, okay. So I tested out these this pack that's back here, and I want to grab it and show it to you guys. I tested that out in my bullet journal. I would say that the Twee markers or the Twi markers would be way better for my bullet journal. Let's do it right now. Let's just do a little bleed test. I'm sacrificing my bullet journal for the greater good so that you guys can see how the bleed through is. Bleed through basically just means if you're using a marker on a piece of paper, if you'll be able to see it on the other side. And that's important to me because I don't, you know, if you're using a bullet journal, which is like all year long, so this bullet journal is basically gonna end up being a dummy bullet journal. Okay, confirmed. The Twi markers are freaking amazing for your bullet journal. I should have tried that earlier. So this is bleed through. See how that's on the other side? That's the markers that I'm about to show you, which are beautiful if you're using them on like a thick watercolor or for art or sketching or like on a piece of paper. Don't use them on a bullet journal. Use the Twi markers on the bullet journal. That was beautiful. Yeah, the Twi markers don't bleed through at all. So just being totally transparent, no pun intended, just being totally transparent and sharing the bleed through. There is none for the Twi markers. There is a little bit for the ones I'm about to show you, but they are epic, especially if you like to sketch. So these markers are called the Everblends. They're sick. I have a bunch of them on the table behind me. They come in this little cute case. And whenever you open the case, you can actually lay this out and grab whichever marker you want. But here's the cool thing. They should call them like the Everbleeds because they blend, but it's like they almost like bleed into each other. So I started by just using them in my bullet journal. I was like, I feel like these are more for sketching. So I grabbed just a picture, I still have it up on Pinterest, of like a Mickey and Minnie in love. And I was like, why not just like sketch that out using the markers? And it was so cool how like if you grab a light pink, even just one color, how it'll almost ombre it and like blend it out and make it like so perfect. So you know whenever you use a marker and you kind of go, I don't know, like you kind of do your lines, you can see the line tracks from it. These, it's almost like you've painted something. Like everything bleeds out in like the most perfect way and it literally like blends and softens out. Same thing if you use a dark, so let's say you do like a light pink and then a dark pink, so you guys will see that on the Minnie Mouse. I used a dark pink around and it like bled into each other and like just perfectly blended. That's why they're called the Everblend. Okay, so let me just explain what I just did. And I'm so glad that I figured that out while I was talking to you guys. So to sketch this, I basically grabbed like the lightest gray color that I had, and it's twin tips. So there's a thick marker and there's a thin marker. I used the thin one to sketch, and the lightest gray will really like, you barely see it. So it's kind of nice to sketch with. But what I just discovered, the A0 color, so there's like a ton of colors. There's like A599, like it keeps going. So A0 is a blender marker. So there was one color that I couldn't blend. I was trying to blend the dark pink with the pink in the last heart that I drew, and I just went over it with the blender marker, which is basically like a white, it's almost like putting water over watercolor, and it just like softened it. This would be so, like if you love watercolor and you love to paint and you love to just doodle and draw, these are frigging epic. I wish I would have had these in school. I needed so many tools like this whenever I was in school, and the world was not evolved that many years ago. And I just, oh, these would have been so perfect, and they're just beautiful. So I love that I just discovered that there's an actual blending marker. I have to say that out of all of these products, I am so impressed. I think the product that I love the most is definitely the Twi markers. I think that the brush tip on them is so soft, especially on the planner paper, and that's what I'm gonna use it for. And then the fine tip on it is basically like a fine liner. Like it's just perfect. And I love the colors and I love how lightweight they are. So super impressed with the quality of all these products. I love that they kind of touched into planning tools, and I'm so impressed. I love it all. I will link everything that I talked about down below. I also have a link that will get you 10% off of your order if that's at all of value to you, which I'm guessing it will be because you could save money. The other thing that I noticed is Arteza actually has their own YouTube channel. So if you ever want to see like how to use the Everblend or how to use the Twi markers or the fine, whatever, they have their own YouTube channel. So if you want to go check that out, I will link their channel down below as well as that 10% off code. And if there's something that you guys want to see whenever I'm doing a plan with me, something specific, let me know. Someone had said like, can you do a time lapse of you sketching? Did that. as best I possibly could without trying to take up your entire day, because it's not really an art channel, so I didn't want to go too far with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, if you love the plan with me's, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, dudes.